With no zombies this year, I have had some time to reflect and think about some of the things that really make zombies great and what brings the community together. The great thing about the zombies community is that there are so many different parts that make every aspect great. Sure, there are a fair share of differences between types of players and disagreements, but at the end of the day, everyone wants zombies to succeed and flourish like previous years. You have casual players who just want to see how high they can get with their friends, Easter egg players who love completing quests and finding new things, and you have high round players who find interesting and unique ways to get as high as possible on different maps, and record players who go for not only high rounds, but speedrun Easter eggs, complete in a bunch of different challenges like first rooms, no power, etc. The goal of this video is to be seen by Treyarch. After combing through tons and tons of comments, suggestions, and ideas, I have come up with the basic concept of things zombies players would like. This is not going to be a bashing video, it is more of a way to fix problems rather than say what to do. I have loved every installment of Treyarch Zombies, and at the end of the day, I just want the next zombies to be loved by everyone again. Taking a look back at Black Ops 4, there has been a fair bit of problems, but also some things that made it great. For example, the Chaos storyline, whether or not it is brought back, it really showed how creative Treyarch can be. Myths, legends, and more are right in Treyarch's wheelhouse, where they are able to tell and deliver a unique story that really piqued the interest of fans. Although it may seem like a lot of people didn't enjoy them per se, there are still some people who think they're the best maps in the game. Many people would be fine with maps from the Chaos story coming back, because at the end of the day, most people care about core gameplay more than story. If the gameplay is fun, usually the maps are fun as well. There were some great quality of life features, like letting us know which weapon was the mule kick weapon if we had mule kick perk equipped. Modifiers were a very cool addition to perks as well. Having 3 revives automatically was a nice feature instead of quick revive each time. The tracking of how many times we completed the quest was a nice thing to have, but the time for fastest completion only worked half the time. I'll bring up more things when we dive into the actual different areas of the game as well. Also, some of the perks were really great, and I think they would translate well over if the old perk system came back. Some of those perks that would still work are Time Slip, Bandolier Bandit, and Winter's Wail. Carpenter being a drop to fix the shield was also a very helpful addition. The max ammo was a great thing to have as well because it would automatically reload your weapon, and also server pausing was a really good feature because I have friends that need to go to the bathroom all the time, and it definitely helps out pausing and taking a break from the game if you're looking for something specific. As far as things that simply didn't work, here are some basic fixes. Please remove a zombie health cap. That alone single-handedly made most high round players go back to the previous installments of zombies right off the bat. High rounds were not as competitive. The main reason for this was the Hellion Salvo. In the past games, like the Ray Gun Mark II were nice to use on every map, but wonder weapons or map-specific weapons are what were primarily used. There should not be a basic gun that is better than every single wonder weapon in the game. It was stated that the perks or the classic perks were removed because people use crutch perks. If anything, Black Ops 4 had way more crutch perks than ever before. Dying Wish was used for pretty much everyone, and Victorious Tortoise made you need to have a shield and also made players more reliant on that shield, but if they had that perk, they were basically invincible the entire game as long as they held out a shield. Having set perks also turns down the replayability of the game. If there's only 4 perks, yes, I can switch them, but essentially the game is exactly the same every time if I end up having crutch perks. On other maps, we had to choose what we wanted. For example, instead of buying Speed Cola, we could buy Stamina to run around the map faster. Having to choose what we wanted was such a great thing about zombies because strategy was something we developed over time in game, not in the menu when we're forced to pick the perks we want. Only giving reload speed increase once a player has all 4 perks made you spend, even with the cheapest perks, over 10,000 points, which can take a very long time, as opposed to just buying a perk for 3,000 points which would allow us to reload our weapons faster. This was also the problem with pack-a-punching 4 times after the initial pack-a-punch. When you save up 5,000 points, it should be strong. It shouldn't require you to use alternate ammo types or pack-a-punch 4 more times to make the gun powerful enough. It should be the strongest right away. If you wanted the extra damage, having the ability to buy a perk like Double Tap for only 2,000 points versus 10,000, 8,000 points extra just for more damage, that just doesn't make sense at all. Having every weapon in the box should be removed. There should not be wall weapons inside the box at all. And if you feel like it's not balanced enough, add in more really bad weapons like Black Ops 1 if you feel that it needs to be like that. But also, towards the end of Black Ops 4, it was filled with all the weapons in the game as well as DLC weapons. In Black Ops 3, only certain maps had certain weapons like the Marshall 16, which were really good but were only on ZNS. This is a good feature. In Black Ops 2 Origins, they had the SCAR, Scorpion Evo, MG08, MP40, STG, and besides the staffs, when you think about the map, most people think of those weapons specifically. Same thing on Mob of the Dead. You have the AK-47, the Death Machine, the Uzi, the Tommy Gun, and that's what you think of straight away on the map besides the Wonder Weapon and the Tomahawk. So if you add specific weapons on specific maps, it's going to be something that people can gravitate towards because they can remember the experiences that they've had with those specific weapons on those specific maps. The next thing we need is set starting weapons. Although everyone enjoyed the choice, it totally changes the challenge of zombies. Of course, everyone is going to start with a strife and a stiletto knife because you can knife through the first 4 rounds and get a lot of points. But starting off with just a pistol adds to the difficulty on early rounds, which really was absent from Black Ops 4. Even on Black Ops 3, the first few rounds before, you could do anything you needed to maximize points for doors and either hit the box or get a wall weapon. In Black Ops 4, most people find themselves using the Strife for the first 6 or 7 rounds until they hit the box. The Black Ops 1 M1911 is always welcome back in zombies, period. Map-specific specialist quests are another thing we need added. Having upgrades to specialists like in Black Ops 4 is fine, but starting off the game with the specialist makes the early rounds way too easy. The specialist should be built or obtained from the box. If we were to have them be upgraded still, they should have an upgrade quest rather than just another ability once you use the weapon enough. Let's talk a little bit about Easter eggs. Any steps that require challenges should be completely removed. Some of the challenges don't progress the same and make it almost impossible to complete if you're playing in a public match. All Easter egg quests should have a shared inventory like the gateworms and other items from Shadows of Evil. Co-op Easter eggs are a great addition, but if it's implemented properly, it should be like Call of the Dead. Have a solo quest that has less steps and is a complete solo Easter egg, and also have a co-op quest that has more steps and you have to do it co-op. That way you can have the best of both worlds, because there's definitely some people that just play solo and there's definitely some people that just play co-op. Speaking of Easter eggs, side Easter eggs should be a thing to focus on this year. Side Easter eggs keep the community alive, always trying to find new secrets to uncover. Instead of releasing a map with 10 side Easter eggs, why not save a few of them to release at a later time, maybe between DLCs. That way you'll always keep the community on its heels. Also, not being cryptic and straight up telling us or giving us a hint is a really good thing. We got enough of that in Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 3, but that's simply just not the way the community is anymore, and it's kind of annoying in a sense for pretty much everyone in the community. Just tell us straight up instead of trying to give us cryptic hints that don't end up meaning anything at the end. Challenges are something very important to add longevity to the game. In Infinite Warfare Zombies, after each map releases, there were specific challenges for the map. When you completed the challenges, you would unlock a map-specific animated calling card from the map. They could add this system exactly, but when those are done, you also unlock the Pack-a-Punch camos to use on all weapons from that map. World War II also had hidden challenges that would allow you to unlock specific characters. If this was implemented into Treyarch Zombies, just new skins for characters would be cool. These are things that can totally add replay value to the game. Dark Matter should be completely zombies based instead of the same as the other modes. It took a very long time to get done, and zombies players should get something completely different instead of the same camo from Blackout and multiplayer. Also, rank progression should be the same this time for zombies. Instead of just one tier skip, you should be able to continue to rank up the battle pass if there is one from playing zombies. If the battle pass is a thing, a zombie specific pass would also be very nice. Even if each week or every 2 weeks there was a community challenge to complete. If it is completed, then everyone would receive a reward, like how all the zombies players ended up doing the Garage Crovey camo challenge and got all those zombies calling cards. Easter egg rewards need to be a thing. If you get an Easter egg completion, you should grant the player an extra amount of Liquid Divinium or Plasma. It can reward players that consistently play the game. Even a simple calling card like the Apothecant one you got after completing Shadows of Evil or Revelations calling cards that move. Anything to show off in a lobby with their friends or in public matches is definitely important. Essentially, we need daily, weekly, global challenges and a daily bonus each time you log on to play the game. After talking to some high round players, this is what they told me. There should only be one ranked difficulty that is used for leaderboards. Leaderboards should be an in-game feature on the launch of every map. Other difficulties should be presets and custom mutations that do not affect your overall highest round unless specified difficulty appears on the leaderboard. Mutations can also have tournaments or challenges every few weeks for the competitive community. One of the problems with Black Ops 4 was health. In previous games, if you had Jug and went down, you would lose that extra health, and you would need to play smart if you didn't want to down again. Whereas in Black Ops 4, if you went down, you still had the exact same health as before you ended up going down. This is exactly why Jug should come back to the game. Elemental zombies were a problem for high round players, and those maps were avoided because it completely ruined the classic feel. Easter eggs like the round 200 Easter eggs on Alpha Omega and Tag Their Toe In should not be considered for leaderboards or reflect a player's highest round. High round players felt actually achieving those rounds was legit and made it pointless when any player could do a simple Easter egg and have it appear as their highest round. For example, same thing happened with me. I did the round 200 Easter egg on Alpha Omega as well as on Tag Their Toe In, and now it says that my highest round is round 199, whereas people who actually ended up getting those rounds legit just feel like they did all that work for literally nothing. For high rounds, zombies should not be able to move faster than a player's walking speed because it made stamina necessary in Black Ops 4 and it ruined the pace of the game. High round players really like the round based Easter eggs like the round 50 ZNS monster or the blue eyes on round 25 on Nuketown, but there shouldn't be a cutscene because it could cause glitches to be used, and that's exactly what happens on Classified. Leaderboards should be how they were in the past. On screen, you can see the really cool stats that were recorded in Black Ops 2 Zombies. One of the best features from Black Ops 2 was also COD TV. Not only did it have the trailers and director's cut videos from Treyarch, but it also allowed for community-made clips, videos, and mostly funny pictures. This was always really fun to check, and something similar to this connected well with the theater would be great. The problem with Black Ops 4 Theater is that it allowed for all game modes and it was on the main menu. Having a zombie-specific theater kept everything together and also allowed you to keep games saved. For example, I still have the first time I ever did the Origins Easter egg back from 2013 still saved on my account that I could go back and watch for the first time I went in a robot or building a staff. That stuff is great for memory. Memories and nostalgia are very important, especially for games that people spend hours and days playing. We all want to feel that again. The Nebulium plasma system simply doesn't work. There have been circumstances where I would do an entire Easter egg and only get about 30 Nebulium plasma in the game. The Liquid Divinium was a much simpler and straightforward design. Each Liquid Divinium you get would translate directly to one Gobblegum gumball. Having access to all the elixirs you picked right away was a nice feature, but the Gobblegum machines made it unique and different, and kept you guessing and forced high round players as well as Easter egg players to remember the gum cycle. Most people prefer gobblegums in general. The classics in Black Ops 4 are actually pretty much perfect. They just need a little bit of tuning, a little bit more added, and maybe a couple of them removed to become mega gobblegums that are a little bit better. Having a Newton's Cookbook system in the game would be great to have. If it was released at launch, it would allow players who want to get the best possible stuff in game to save up. Microtransactions are sadly always going to be part of the game, but at least it would allow for the chance to earn it from playing the game and earn better gobblegums overall, or better elixirs. Treyarch, please bring back classic perks. It will single-handedly make everyone come back in an instant. The perks are the single biggest thing that need to make a return. With the perks, there always could be a great way to add upgrades to perks. For example, you could buy Jug for 2,500 points. Then you could essentially buy it again to upgrade it and spend the same price or more and have faster health regen. Stamina could be Infinite Run as an upgrade. It is a great way to enhance the classic system, but also progress it forward in the direction everyone wants. Next is to make a good HUD system. The Black Ops 3 HUD was great, but the Black Ops 4 system was way too cluttered and busy. Simplicity can be prioritized, like Black Ops 2, where it would disappear until you switch the weapons. For Easter eggs, don't change a thing, but allow players to save a zombie like Black Ops 3, where the zombies will not die until shot. That kept the Easter egg hunts more fun and wouldn't need to worry about ending the round and focus on the game itself. Server pause was a great feature, and the return of that would also be great. Having a variety of maps is also a great thing. Having Easter eggs is fine, but we need a few basic survival maps, even if it's just one map like Kino, just so there is always a map for people who just want to kill zombies to play. Double pack-a-punching should be a quest rather than something you can do right off the bat. That way it will force players who want to have extra abilities on their weapons, like AATs, to actually work for it instead of just giving it to them right away. The original point system should also return, getting the 10 points for hitting a zombie with one bullet, 130 for knifing, and 100 for headshots. Please bring this back. The new perks in Black Ops 4 were good, but adding something new on future maps would be great. We also need new wonder weapons that were really weird and wacky, like the baby gun, wave gun, thunder gun, apothecary servant, things like that really make players want to play the game. Like, I remember when those came out, they were so addicting and everyone loved getting them from the box because they were really so fun and unique to use. Crossplay is an absolute must for the next generation of zombies. Pretty much every time I play Modern Warfare, I play with friends from PC and Xbox, so it adds so much to the ability of playing with whoever you want, whenever you want. It would allow players to complete Easter eggs with their friends on other consoles and would really help the overall community. A Fov slider to change the field of view has been something PC players have enjoyed for a long time. It is time to add it to consoles as well. At the end of the game, there should be a super Easter egg as well. Whether it is going back and completing each map again or a cross-map Easter egg, it would be nice to see overall. Sliding was also a really good feature in Black Ops 3 because it would allow you to traverse a map faster. If we can't have dolphin diving back, please give us the infinite slide back, especially for Easter egg players like me. In Black Ops 2, we had Turned and Grief. Both game modes were still in the basic stages but added a ton of replayability to the game. If they added new features, it could definitely enhance the quality of the game. We had Zombies Rush, which was a good, cool game mode, but it lacked the replayability factor. If those game modes and maybe a few more were added to the game on launch with new maps, it could be great. Gauntlets was a cool idea, but for most people, it was just something to complete once and never play again. If you could unlock more rewards for completing them each time, more players would play them. Modes that could be added is a boss fight mode, where you can pick weapons and go into the boss fight just like in Infinite Warfare Zombies. Another mode that could be a challenge mode using custom mutations like mini bosses only, and for the higher you get better rewards, etc. I understand that game modes take a bunch of development time and effort, so no pressure, but please do not waste your time on modes that no one will end up playing, because replayability is key. If each player only plays it once, was it really worth it? I definitely don't think so. I'm sure there are a ton of things I still miss, but I hope this video compiled some of the fixes that Treyarch could add to their next Zombies game. There's a chance that they may never see this video, but if you guys think of anything else, please leave comments down below. If Treyarch actually watches the video, I just want to say thanks for making great games in the past, and I hope this will help bring the community back together with the next Zombies game by using some of the things from this video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.